liswithscott.ca. I'm Scott Arsenault. Today I'm here with Roxy from Kamloops Artist Vortex, and she's going to tell us about a business.
Hi, yeah. Kamloops Artist Vortex is an artist-run project. We have an assortment of artists as opposed to a collective. We decided to have something a little bit different, like a box of chocolates. There's 6 local artists, and we're all women, and we're going to be doing a live auction, art sale, game show with live music, appies, and a special drink at the Delta on June 6th from 4 to 8. And there's going to be lots of prizes and surprises. And we have the famous Ryan from Kamloops as our MC, and he's going to run the game show. And we have our cowboy auctioneer, Clyde Camille, and this is his 3rd auction. And he had never auctioned art before, so he really liked the first couple of times, and so he's back for a 3rd time.
And a legit auctioneer.
A legit auctioneer, right?
Yeah.
And my beautiful granddaughter, who's 6 feet tall, she is our Vanna White, so she carries the pieces around so that everybody can see it. And it's a real experience. It's more, a lot of people are afraid to go into galleries, or they think it's too snooty, or they're uncomfortable with that whole thing. And what we try to do is instead make art accessible. We know Kamloops loves events, right? So we make it a bit of an event as well. Our band is going to be Hoodoo Vibes, which is, some people may have heard of Nicole Clay. She's in a couple of other bands, Barefoot Twins and Shattered Blue, I think it's called. And Tim Francis is the drummer, and he's another local artist who donated to our auction last time. So we're going to have local music, local artists, and then the Delta is going to serve lovely appies, and we're going to make a fancy drink called the Vortex Swirl that you'll get when you come in. So we want to make it so it's like a bit of an art scene, but without being too, snobby.
Snooty,
snobby, right? More down to earth, right?
Yeah. Could I ask, what is the Vortex Swirl?
We haven't decided that yet.
Okay.
We're figuring that out on Tuesday. It's going to be a mocktail. It's going to be a surprise.
Yeah.
And just the idea that when you come in, they have like a champagne wall, so everybody will get a drink when you come in. So it's just to kind of make it like an experience when you come in. And then the nice thing about the Delta is they have tables for everybody, so you have a place to sit. And then we have, with the game show, like even our whole concept of It's a Question of Art came from a game show idea. Like, we don't try to, when we do our tickets and everything, it's just what it costs us to do it. Nobody's making a profit on the tickets or anything like that. We'd rather you spend your money on the art, right? And so, we thought, well, $65 is we have to pay the band and the rent and the this, all of that, printing and all of that. And then my friend Isabel, one of the artists, she said, well, what if we did $64? It sounds a little bit cheaper. And we're going, yeah, there you go, that $64.99, right? And then she goes, no? She goes, remember that TV show, The $64,000 Question? And she goes, maybe that's what we should call it. And then Rebecca, who is from England, went, what's that? And then she goes, that's kind of confusing. So we came up with kind of a compromise, which is part of being an assortment of artists, everybody working with their strengths. And so we came up with the idea that it's a question of art. And we're going, okay, so now we need a game show. So what we've decided to do is put the clues of the questions in plain sight. Some will be from the artist's bios, some will be on the tables, that kind of thing. And then Ryan's going to run the game show because he's good at that kind of stuff. And then we'll have prizes. And some of the prizes are going to be like these prints that we've done. And they're really nice for framing. They're beautiful prints.
Super nice.
And then some will be other things. And then we will also be having door prizes. And some of the door prizes, we are going to have these beautiful bags with artists' art on them. And this is Tilly Perry. And she was one of in our first 2, but she passed away just last March. So we're doing a few things in memory of Tilly.
Very nice.
And so the bag itself is a prize, but then there'll be prizes inside the bags, right? So there's no way that you can lose. Our kind of motto is win, win, win. And that's part of it. And then our auction pieces, we start with $100. all of the artwork is worth more than $100, but we start at $100 just so that maybe you get a deal. And then we have two pieces from each artist at $100, and then one piece from each artist at $300. So you get the chance to kind of bid. We've got bidding paddles with numbers on it and everything. Like we've really thought this through, right?
Yeah.
And then there's going to be art on the walls. And that was the neat thing about the Delta. When we went to go ask, they said, you can put your art on the walls. And I'm like, we can? Because we were thinking easels everywhere, right? And so they have kind of a wallpaper that you can use those command strips or command hooks, right? So you're actually going to be sitting immersed in all of this beautiful art. And each artist has created brand new art for this event. So this is art that has not been out there. It isn't from the back of our closet or under our bed, and I do have art under my bed. And so it's all created just for this event, and each artist has done like a body of work for that. So it's all kind of cohesive and that kind of a thing. So you get a chance to go, oh, this one will go with that one or whatever. And we have everything from small pieces, say 10 by 10, up to 24 by 36 pieces. So you can have something small for yourself for a gift, or you can use it for a feature wall, that kind of thing. And then this set here, there's 3 of these. It's called a triptych in art. And part of what we're doing too is educating. So our questions are about art and about the artists. So this is from my Still Standing series, which I did when I moved to Kamloops. I've been here for 3 years now. And I saw all these trees and thinking, they're still standing. And oh yeah, I turned 70 when I moved here. So I'm still standing too. So these 3 are going to be like a ticket that you buy, $5 and then 5 for $20. And then you could win these 3, right? So there's all different ways that you can win and you can buy. And then in the end, we will be saying thank you very much for coming, and everybody will go home with a print.
Like that. Yeah.
Right? So the idea is to get art into people's hands, for people to feel comfortable with having art, putting that up in their home and just going, gee, that little guy just makes me feel so good, know? And that's what art does. It's an uplifter. And especially the artists that we have, they're all kind of focused on bringing people up, being the equal and opposite reaction to all the stuff that's happening in the world, and being creative and just bringing color and happiness to people. And when you wake up, and I think I saw one the other day that I thought was really funny, art gives you something to look at when your phone dies.
Yeah, it's true now, unfortunately.
Right? and so we have posters up all over town. And right, we've got the little QR code at the bottom, which takes you right to tickets. And we're doing everything in-house, all on our own. So, it's been an interesting part. And our cause is Rough Start Rescue. Yeah. And so every time we choose a cause, because artists are always asked to donate. And so that's just kind of part of our nature. We like to give back. And so last time we were the Science Center here, and then this time now we're Rough Start Rescue. And so a percentage of all the sales and all of the money that's raised from these 3 will go to Rough Start Rescue. So we kind of like to be grassroots.
That's cool.
You know?
Yeah, help the dogs out.
Help the dogs out. And, last time was the Science Center, and who knows, when we do our next one, we're thinking the Women's Center, that kind of thing, so that we can be supportive of community, build community through the arts. Is a big part of my own personal motto or whatever. And I've been involved in doing that in several different communities. And so when I moved to Kamloops, it was like, how can I do that here? And the Vortex was kind of a little brainstorm I had one day. And
it looks like in just 3 years since you've been here, you've grown it into quite something. So impressive, very impressive. Yeah. And once again, June 6th. 4 to 8 p.m.
Right.
Yeah, and you can get your tickets online.
You can get your tickets if you go to Facebook. There's all the links on Facebook. We have a Facebook page, the Kamloops Artist Vortex. And if they want to do it on an e-transfer, they can do Roxy Artwork, ROXI, ARTWORK at hotmail.com.
And we'll have all that in the description of the video here.
Yeah.
There was one thing you told me before we started the interview about what business owners can do when they buy art.
Well, when I walked up and saw your blank wall, I'm like, this place needs some art. And then we just also kind of put art up on the wall to see what a difference, even a blue wall or a gray wall. Businesses get a full tax deduction when they buy a piece of art over $200 that's Canadian art. I mean, you're buying a tax deduction and you're enjoying the art at the same time. And first impressions, I came up the stairs and I saw a blank wall, and first thing I'm going, that wall needs art, you know?
We need to get art on the wall.
And you need to get art on the wall. And I have art in my bedroom. You wake up in the morning and you enjoy the art, puts you in a good mood for the day. You know, it's something that's just, you don't get when you buy it at, I'm just going to say a store.
A big box blue one.
A big box blue one, or any of those ones, you know, like this art has soul, you know that somebody put their time, their energy into it. I've been painting for 30 years now, and so there's a lot of skills that have come into it, experimenting and all of that kind of stuff. And we have such a nice selection. If we kind of show some of these, we have Rebecca Shepherd. She does amazing animals. That's her bird there too, which is amazing. She and I went to Grenada and painted some murals in a playground there.
That's pretty cool.
Isabel Faulkner does these really abstract in oils and cold wax. So she's been doing this work just for the last couple of years, actually, just mostly since she's been with the Vortex. And she's just got this really cool style, very ethereal, very sophisticated. We have Jenny Mavity, who maybe you know her as the creative thing. She's great. And she does a lot of art around town. She does a lot of art classes, healing art. And I think that's what you could say with all of the artists, that we all come from a place of that our art is healing for us and then hopefully healing for you as well. And then, I don't know if you could reach that one for me.
This one here?
This one is Tilly Perry, and Tilly just passed away in March, and we have 2 of her pieces for the auction. So if you always wanted to have a Tilly painting, this is your opportunity, and probably your last opportunity, right? And then we have Sarah Hope. Sarah grew up in Kamloops, and she's in Salmon Arm now, and she makes a lot of her own pigments, like from bones and things.
That's crazy.
I know. Yeah. You've heard the term bone black, or the paint bone black. She makes her black from bones. Whoa. It's quite amazing what she does. And then we have our emerging artist, who is Braja Levine. And Braja has never done a full art show with all of her work. And her work is all based on the river. And she just recently moved to the river, right across the street from the river. So she's really excited to be in this event because she's never done that before. And then we have a little bit more of mine. And my series that I'm doing is called A Kamloops Point of View. Because when I moved here, I kind of thought I landed on Mars, because I lived in Salmon Arm and Enderby and Vancouver and even in Grenada, where everything's green. And then I started really looking at what was here in Kamloops and started realizing, oh, you see the bones of the earth here, right? And the skies are amazing, and the clouds and the textures and all of that. So I really got into that and gained this huge appreciation for how beautiful Kamloops is, right? You know? And so this is up in Aberdeen area. And like this one, I have my granddaughter take this picture, the photograph that I worked from. And I have my grandson, who's 11, I have 2 paintings done from his art. And my other grandson, who's 18, one of his. And my son has sent me this beautiful sunrise above the clouds that I've done a fairly large painting of that. So it's through my eyes, but also through my family's eyes. And of course, I moved here so that I could be close to my family. So it's all that kind of stuff tied together.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. That's great.
There's always meaning behind, you know, people's art.
Yeah.
Right?
And I highly suggest you go out and support your local artists. And if you're a business owner, make the tax man pay for it.
Yeah. Why not? Like, how good is that?
Yeah. June 6th, 4 to 8 p.m. at the Delta. Check out the Kamloops Artist Vortex Artists.
The Kamloops Artist Vortex.
Kamloops Artist Vortex.
And the reason that is we're trying to turn things around.
There you go.
And build community through and bring in people and also introduce people to art so that maybe you've never bought a piece before, but now you can start your collection.
Yeah.
And then I have people, since I've been here, that have collected me. And they moved from another place here, and here's the realtor plug I'm going to give you, right? They moved from down at the coast, and they're in a completely different place, a different route, and they've purchased quite a few of the art from our Vortex, and now they have their Kamloops home.
Yeah.
Right? And so it's they're living in a new place. It has a whole new feel.
Gives you a nice fresh start
right?
if you're moving to a new city.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's lots of empty walls in this town.
Yeah, there is.
There are.
And lots of empty walls in people's houses. So get out there and buy some art.
That's right. And businesses.
Thank you so much for coming today.
Well, thank you.
And looking forward to June 6th at 4 to 8 p.m.
Yeah, it's going to be, we put fun in it, right?
Yeah.
We're trying to just make it so that you come out and have a good time.
And if it was $65, I would say no, but since it's 64.
Oh, 64? There you go, right? And Ryan, we have Ryan,
and Ryan,
we got to have...
The ultimate game show host.
Exactly, exactly. He's famous now.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
All right, well, we'll see you next time, and we'll see you on June 6th.
Thanks so much.